That clock keeps ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me home, but my balls keep telling me to let me just let me That clock keeps ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me home, but my balls keep telling me to let me just let me That clock keeps ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me home, but my balls keep telling me to let me fuck all that shit, just let me go.
Yeah, I'm broadcasting live from Florida Europe. This is the most badass YouTube broadcast in all the don't land. This is out of the point. And boy, do we have a dandy for you today. But behind the glass, making his return appearance, Mr. Producer himself, Mr. Vol, in for Matt Pitt. How are you, sir?
I'm all right. Get in my belly!
Yeah! And speaking of, we got Optimus. He's the backup man. He actually did a lot of the heavy lifting here and organizing everything. Mr. Optimus, how are you, sir? First show.
Get in my belly.
Yeah, there you go. All right, we got the Scotsman, we got the Arab, and the white boy, and let's do this, because have I got a show for you. There is a guy out there, he's called Will at his channel. I'll put it out right now. It's all in the description box below. He did all the T-crossing, I-dotting, all the shit that I hate, which I find terribly unentertaining. Only has 300 subs. I don't think it'll last that much longer. And the problem with him, I found that he makes entertainment for the people who I can't stand. You know who that be? Thank you so much. Panic Pun. People that I can't stand. Bread tube, jerk, ironclad, boring fucking debate Twitch douchebags. Not that there's anything wrong with that, because there's nothing wrong with that, right, guys?
Nope.
It's just not my thing. In fairness to him, and I'm really glad he did it. He's done all the T-crossing, I-dotting when it's come to the ExtremeDad thing. You guys all know ExtremeDad, and like I said, if you want all the details, you got to go through them. I don't think it's even necessary to just get you on the troll. So consider this a taste for your taste buds if you want to move over. Thank you, Biggest Blunder. Welcome back. I think you were a member once before. So here's basically how I can summarize what you're about to see. You guys know all ExtremeDad was. You know, he used to call, and he had a fixation on Nick for a while. He used to call in and say absolutely ridiculous stuff. He can never keep his story straight. And he got in a fight with a soundboard. So we give you an idea who this guy is that they smeared, who they think they got a big victory over. Do you guys remember this? Oh God, no! ExtremeDad, you're on the air.
Listen, fuckhead.
Listen, fuckhead, you better pick up.
What's going on, my man?
Not much. So what's your take?
Well, actually, you don't have Nick in here today, and I wish you did, because.
Okay.
Do you know who? Oh, Nick's in here. Oh, hey, what's up?
Yeah. Go ahead. So go ahead and drop him off.
You know Xanderhal?
Yes.
Okay.
So, funny thing is, I had a similar bit where I went and debated Xanderhal, and I kind of came on and I was like, "What's up?" I did my thing. You know what I mean? And then everything was chill and like everything was fine. And then him and his friend Vaush decided to make up this conspiracy that I was a pedophile, right? And like, totally, listen, hear me out. Not like misinterpreted some shit, like made something up. And so I just think that like, that's kind of commonplace, you know what I mean? In these like communities. And so like, and I find you personally responsible for that, Nick.
Neighbor.
I just think that you personally, you platformed Xanderhal. You didn't even call him out on that shit. Like, how are you gonna do that, bro? That's pretty fucked up. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Did you get what you wanted to say off your chest?
You actually, dude, you actually fucking left him speechless. You might have won for once.
Yeah, Jesus.
What do you have to say for your
Where
victory?
are you, Nick? What's the matter?
Listen, I'm aware that it was a Nick soundboard. Okay, I just.
Oh yeah, right. Why didn't you tell the soundboard to go off then? You just watch the chat, you dipshit. Who you kidding? Sure.
Yeah, let's hear it.
I do want to.
No, let's hear it. Go on.
I can't hold it. I was laughing my fucking ass off. I was tearing up.
Yeah, let's hear it. Go ahead.
Dad, and you were a legend before, and I'm gonna give it to you. This is getting clipped. I'll tell you that shit right now.
Thank you.
Yes. Yeah, I don't even know what the fuck you're talking about. I was laughing so hard. All right. Yeah, this is getting clipped, and because you have made incredible calls over the last 6 months, I bestowed known fuckhead, which is well deserved, on you, fuckhead. Congratulations, Dad. You are now a SFTP legend. And so the legend was born. That's right. And what's kind of sad there, he's trying to explain to us, because basically all the goofy calls that he made in the past, we couldn't possibly take him seriously. Oh, it's another P-word controversy. Like, it doesn't even have an effect on me, because there's just been so much of it. Unfortunately, I think Will did the heavy lifting. And he's right. 100%. And I'll tell you what's not funny. We thought he was just a spurg at the time. I no longer think that. And I know Extreme Dad's going to have a hard time hearing this. And I've said it to him before, and I think he somewhat acknowledged it in a prior call. I think he said something to me, I'm doing my best here. I'm pretty sure, I'm not a doctor, that there's a cognitive disorder. It's not autism. It's not anything other than there's something not firing right. All right? Look, I think anybody who calls on the internet is game. But considering the people that we're dealing with that have so much empathy for everybody, they don't. I think it's interesting that they would follow through on this. Now, you know, when Extreme Dad called here, he became a legend. He became an absolute legend because he's interesting. And what I think happened was, because, and it only has to do with Vaush's insecurity, his insecurity about his own ideology, both of them, and they're both their intellects, which is what they think all they have, and they really don't have that much in the grand scheme of things. It's really not difficult to debate America, you're coming, and it's not easy difficult to debate or destroy somebody with some kind of cognitive disorder, and it's pretty clear that he has that. In fact, we'll go back to another clip because I want you to get you an idea who Extreme Dad is. He's actually a legitimate victim in this whole thing. It's actually tragic. It is much worse and much more blatant than what Alex did to several other people, including Zlazo. It's much more evil because it's been done on purpose, and there's a pretty good chance that these guys have known for years that this wasn't the case and did nothing about it. Absolutely nothing about it. And they went out of their way. See, what they thought they did is, and by the way, this, I want to be 100% clear here. This stream is not about politics, left or right or my politics. This is the same shit we always do. A bunch of fucking hard-on grandstanders, whether they're on the right or the left, destroying somebody because of insecurity. That's all this is at the end of the day. And they really did destroy this guy. Later, we're going to have Will on to maybe take some of your questions, because what I'm about to show you is fucking heartbreaking. And I'm not kidding. It is absolutely heartbreaking. We spent the last 4 hours in this, including on a call, and can't believe it. And we think we condensed these two videos to get all the bullet points out there where you can go and do the research yourself. And just without a shadow of a doubt, you can realize the empathetic, the know what's good for everybody, you know, good government, foreign policy, all are just a bunch of fucking morons. That's what they are. And that's what this stream would show you. And on top of that, they're fucking cruel. Cruel. Unbelievably cool. Crueler than I can. And I'm fucking mean as fuck. I've been mean to him. Absolutely. But these guys are absolutely, they have zero empathy. And it's actually comical. It's comical. They cannot wait to spike the football on somebody that they see as their political enemy. And after that, I hope you realize it's not worth listening to them on anything. If they tell you to look both ways to cross in the street, question them. Because they might not know what the fuck they're talking about. It's that simple. So let's go back then. After this, my story continues. We did talk to...
Just building up.
What's that?
It's all just building up.
It's all
right
building
now.
up. We're getting there. We're just doing our stuff. What he did for us first, which is be a legend. All he ever did was be a legend. I think the difference is Rooftop. Vault.
The
Vault.
fuck?
I don't get it. Oh, I get it. It's for you. It's for you.
Thanks, Core.
Yeah, probably. What happened was, so he explained to us that these guys just flat out made up a lie, which is essentially true. But I think where the cognitive disorder comes in, I think Will ran into this himself, he constantly contradicts himself. And I don't think it's because of anything that's malicious. I think it's because there's something wrong. And I don't say that, Extreme Dad, with any kind of hate or anything like that. I don't think you're Spurg. I think you have an issue. I've also found out, but haven't confirmed, that you might be a veteran. And had I known this earlier, I would have definitely paid a lot more serious attention to it. So if I find out that's the case, let me apologize to you ahead of time. Not for making fun of you, but just not for taking you seriously. I think I might know where your struggles come from, but we'll confirm that later. And either way, if you're lying about it, it doesn't even matter, because what was done was absolutely fucking unacceptable. Unacceptable. Not only that, Will claims what was done, that at one point, apparently, Extreme Dad had a family. And because of Xanderhal and Vaush, this is what he claims. Haven't been able to confirm this, but we're doing the bullet points here. He lost them. He lost them because he said, "Get out of here." I think that might be true, because I remember, you remember this, Vault, we had him in a call for like hours, trying to, and we couldn't get through to him because he kept contradicting himself. He's all over the place. Then he'd bring up Nick out of nowhere. There's something fucking not firing. He couldn't explain it to us. He needed somebody to help. And I think Will is a more patient man, maybe even a better man than I am. He was able to sort this out. As you see, if you watch Will's video, he does run into problems dealing with him. We do a comedy show. We're not in the bread tube business.
Will is very fucking detailed. It's very
it's detailed to the point where I actually think it doesn't help fucking. It doesn't help him. I'm trying to get the ball rolling. I'm trying to get Augie to see this, and I'm going to send it to him afterwards, because we're going to do an hour and hopefully condense the 2 hours, and hopefully that'll get condensed. I'm thinking even about calling Comrade.
Like 3 hours total. Think about it, like part 1, part 2.
So this is me pissed off. I asked him, is there anything I'm going to find out? Nothing. They just said to me that they just called me a pedo, no evidence. But there was stuff out there. And he should have told me them, but he can't express himself. I don't know that at this time. There was an allegation of an interaction that he had with the 14-year-old. We found, thank you, Captain Poofers. We found out, and you'll see later in this stream, that the allegations were fabricated by omission. What they did is they would eliminate a part of the conversation to make it look like he's having a conversation with a 14-year-old. Well, the 14-year-old, first of all, who he never had the decent conversation with, in fact, he told him to fuck off right away, was actually in their 20s, and it was set up. He was entrapped. I don't believe that either Xanderhal and Vaush knew this at the time. I think this is what I guessed about a year ago, that their fans brought it to him, and they were like, great, I'm so sick of people liking how they don't, and that's the thing. So I'm so sick of people liking Extreme Dad, and they don't like Extreme Dad because of his political takes. They like him because he's for the same reason you like him. He's funny. He says wacky stuff. So people just want to be entertained. But if you're insecure about your intellect and ideology, you see somebody like that as an enemy. We have to bring it back and make it serious here and show out everybody, the real important thing, how smart I am. That's what happened. He got popular over there. Not as some kind of brainiac, not as some right-wing pundit that had great takes, as somebody who was funny, and it made them pissed off. At least I'm pretty fucking sure. So this is me, a couple months earlier, furious with him because we found out there is evidence against him. And after this, we took him aside. And if he was able to express himself, which he's not able to do, we probably could have got to the bottom of this in late 2020. It's been 2 years. The incident is now 3 years old. And nobody has done anything to rectify it besides Will. So this is me having enough of Extreme Dad's bullshit. Thanks for the reminder. Extreme Dad told me yesterday that, or claimed that Vaush and who was the other fucking the infiltrator, the intruder? What the fuck is his name?
Xanderhal.
I saw him come out of event. Xanderhal said that they just, I guess that he was getting the better of them. He's getting popular in their group. It sounded fucking ridiculous. And he said that they just made it up out of nowhere. All right. I said, you got to give me something. Here's what I said. Remember this. If I go look into this, I'm going to find video and they just like woke up one day.
Are you creating YouTube videos?
God damn it. Fuck. Next time one of you motherfuckers say I have my my whatchamacallit, I'm gonna punch you in the face because I was like, Tommy, he counts on ads. He counts on ads. What was it? What was the number again? I hate the way this screws up my show. 5208. Hold on, let's try it again.
5208.
No, I'm gonna. Here we go. What did they go based on?
Based
What?
on nothing.
Nothing. They woke up one. So here's what you're telling me. If I go look into this, I'm gonna find video and they just like woke up one day. No, they don't have anything you said, anything you've done, nothing, and they start calling ExtremeDad a pedophile.
On God, bro. On God, you will not find a fucking thing. Because it's a lie.
You know who you're talking. You know who you're talking to. You know who you're talking to when you say I won't find something.
I don't have anything to hide. Here's the thing. I don't like talking about like. I'm not.
That was your time to tell me, ExtremeDad, that, and I don't know if it's real or not. I'm not looking into it. You fucking lied to me. That was your time to tell me that Vaush claimed that you had sent inappropriate pictures to 14-year-olds in Vaush's server. Now, I don't even know if that's true. Have no idea if that's true. I don't know if they manufactured the fucking information. That was your time to tell me what you were accused of. Instead, and I made it really clear, really, really clear. We can go back again. Now, if I knew what I know now, I just thought he was a freaking spurg trying to trick me and defending him into something that he did wrong. Like I said, we took him 5 hours, I think it was. That's what he said. I don't remember it being that long. I don't think I was there all 5 hours. We could, like, I mean, I was screaming at the top of my lungs. After I expended all my energy, I realized something. It's not his fault. I don't know what's wrong. I don't know what's happening. Whatever it is, it's not his fault. I don't know. He can't express because it looks like somebody manufactured evidence against him, and Vaush and Xanderhal decided to tell everybody that he was a pedophile without even bother looking into it, not even bother to rectify. It actually would have been fine. It's like, look, I said this, I found out the stuff's manufactured, and I think they've known for a long time. I can't prove that, but I was fooled. I'll never happen again, and rectify this. And let me tell you something. I'll rest my reputation on this. With the evidence that's out now, he didn't do a damn thing. Not a damn thing. Like nothing. That's what everybody's got to know, at least in our community. I don't expect to flip a bunch of left-wing extremists because they're just going to go with, you know, it's like, go Rangers, you know, like the shit I grew up, or go Devils. That's pretty much it. That's what their ideology points up to. Sport, you know, rooting for the sports. Oh man, we we're like all conservatives are pedos. We win. We're not pedos. You know, that's how like infantile this shit is. It's like even more infantile than my show and my act. That's it, except they're supposed to be the smart ones. All right, sure. We can get into that shit another time. But that's why I was so pissed off at him. As time went by, kind of realized that he can't help it. This is a call only about 11 months ago, and you can see we're just having fun with him at this point. Really ExtremeDad. Maybe this is just some fan with some wish. Actually, this is really good. I'll tell you why. Because this is Smaggle, Angry Slug, and ExtremeDad. So we put all the fucking weirdos on one goddamn stream, and I am proud of myself for this.
You weirdo trio.
This was good stuff.
Yeah.
You know. ExtremeDad, your fucking phone doesn't work. Get on a PC. You probably got. Oh, you there?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, what's up, ExtremeDad?
Not much. I just wanted to say, I just wanted to shout out to Willie Mack. You know, since he was on, I just, I really, really enjoyed when you debated Xanderhal, and
he's making it about him. ExtremeDad has his habit of call in and make everything about himself. He never calls in without something to do with himself. This is always funny to me.
Just, I thought that was
Oh my fucking
Thanks, man. It was the peak of my political career.
Me and Belle Aubrey are neighbors in that space, I think.
Well, you know what happened to Extreme Dad is apparently Xanderhal. So you can see that I'm suspicious of this shit 11 months ago. And Vaush tried to pin him as some kind of pedophile, or at least some of his fans did. But we could never get to the bottom of it. We could never get to the bottom of Willie because Extreme Dad is such. Let me talk. I know I have several morons. Just let me finish. I'm going to tell but Extreme Dad is such a fucking idiot, right? That he couldn't explain himself or give us like a conscious direction to go in to expose this crime, which I think is probably true, or at least one of Vaush's or Xanderhal's fans, but we couldn't because he doesn't make any sense. Well, now I think it's definitely true, and I think it's fucking evil. Let's move on. It's
terrible.
It's
fucking terrible.
Unbelievably terrible. First, before we get into the heart of this, I want to show you. I want to show you how these guys celebrate victory against Extreme Dad, a guy with more than likely some kind of cognitive difficulty, but they get the dunk on conservatism through Extreme Dad. I don't even know what Extreme Dad politics are. I don't even know if Extreme Dad know what politics is. All right, but look at the joy in Vaush's face. It's too funny.
It's like you're a T-Rex and it's not moving. So you like Jurassic Park. The people are the data. It's standing still. You can't see it. It's like it's frozen in place. So you move on to the next feels-based anecdote you
selling meth and heroin at the fucking CVS.
Yeah, I know. It's very confusing to your feels.
He's getting a dunk on him. Hey, look at him. He's dunking on him. He's dunking on Extreme Dad. It's like Ben Shapiro on there. Look at the joy.
The facts remain strong and prominent in spite of your confusion.
Hyped up.
Yes. Drug use have fallen. Yes. Problematic doesn't mean illegal.
The elimination of criminal penalties for drug use and possession of drugs for personal use. Yes, it depends on what that means. What does that mean?
I don't think any of these guys know what anything means.
Do you really think that like everything is just as bad as it was before in Portugal? They just redefined what problematic drug use meant?
It probably isn't great.
What do you mean? This has been an internationally recognized success. You have literally no idea what you're talking about. You found the term problematic.
How do you people watch this content? This is what I call the ironclad take content. It's not even about politics. It's not even about your own ideology. It's about you being seen as smart because it feeds an audience of kids that were mommy told them they were smart. I've been railing on this for years, but they're not. They're just about average. Most people are, that's why there is an average. Most people are about average. You know, not particularly bright. But look at Vaush. He's taking Extreme Dad down. A guy who gets in fucking arguments with Nixie Oreo by a soundboard. Oh, but wait, there's more. Do you want to see?
You tell.
Do you want to see the debate between Xanderhal? Let's see this shit. This is get ready for complete and total ownage.
Well, I think they just need to be educated.
But when you try to do this whole I used to be conservative thing, you're appealing to your experience as an authority. So you're saying that, listen, guys, I understand because I've been there. I was there.
By the way, I've never bought for a minute. I've been on record saying I've never bought that. Oops, I slipped and almost became a Nazi. I've never believed that for a minute. I believe that this idiot, this 18-year-old idiot at the time, read an article. I think it was from the New York Times, the one that, when they put DeFranco in it about the alt-right pop line and DeFranco had a fit. I think he read that article and he built his backstory on it. I never believed for a minute that Xanderhal accidentally, if I had just listened to Rush Limbaugh one more fucking day, I would have came a Nazi. Well, my father was a Reagan conservative, and I was actually alive during the 80s, and Rush Limbaugh was at nauseum on in my house, and guess what? It never happened. And you know what? It didn't happen for anybody else either. It's just them justifying their hate. That's all this is. And I gotta be honest with you. I don't think Pig Puncher here ever punched a pig or anything else for that fucking matter. I think it's a phony backstory so people can buy this. Whoops! I almost fell down the outright pipeline. It's just ridiculous horseshit. I've never believed it for a second. It doesn't make much sense.
Know what these people think.
Look how he strokes his chin.
Yeah, I know. He's serious, man. He's serious,
Such an
man.
intellectual.
So he's like, what he said. He said he was a senior. I think he said he saw, was it Rogue One? So he had been 17 or 18 in 2016. He was a senior in high school, so he's only 2 years older. And he's telling everybody how to live. How much you want to bet he's with his parents and can't balance a checkbook to this fucking day? How much you want to bet? I don't. Did he?
I don't know.
First of all, I don't think going to college 100%. Like, but I'm a little more willing. Like, I would listen to somebody who went to college about college. I don't know. I don't necessarily think I could take them seriously on foreign policy.
The only thing I would listen to is about YouTube. How to get more YouTube views, because that's all he fucking knows.
Yeah, maybe. He's like, he's not even that good at that. If you want to listen to anybody for that, I'd listen to Vaush. Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, he does look like he keeps an emergency wank sock under his bed.
Actually, I think that stuff behind him is blocking all the socks.
How they act. I can tell you about it, and I'm telling you that they're bad, and you're alienating your people from ever understanding or accepting reality.
So here's the thing.
Reality
when I
is
say
that right wing.
So when I say that I was conservative, my views were
when you were 16.
2 years ago.
Dude, I was over. You were conservative. You finished college. You never got around in the world. How do you? I don't know. I didn't know what the fuck I was until I was like 30 and went to Iraq. I said stuff like that when I was a kid because I wanted people to think I was important and smart. That's it. That's it. Wasn't there some guy on his show that was like, you know what, I used to listen to you, but I realized you're just a dumb kid. And didn't he say something to the effect, I got to get that clip, when he was just like, hey, I'm trying over here. So it's really no surprise that he fucked this up.
Extremely influenced by large right-wing figures. People like Richard Spencer, people like Alex Jones, people like Paul Joseph Watson,
not Alex Jones.
McGinnis.
No.
People who have massive fan bases.
Well, he's stupid. He almost became a Nazi listening to those guys. Only a moron would become. That's like becoming a Satanist when you listen to heavy metal. You know, you have to be a moron. The only guys that ever did crazy shit like via the heavy metal were fucking nuts or stupid. So he's basically telling us, I am stupid, and I almost felt because I'm so stupid, you should listen to me now. Because I'm not as stupid as I used to be? Bring me a break. That's permanent.
Who agree with them, whose opinions are also influenced by these individuals. So when I believe these things, I know that these views are very popular. They're held by a lot of other people because I was influenced. And
it's a way to not engage with people. And I don't even fucking care about this fucking political work. It's a way to excuse not engaging with people that disagree with you. That's all it is. It's an elaborate backstory so you don't have to engage. And you can demonize whoever you're talking to.
These views from large public figures. You know, yeah, rough.
And I just want to point out, the reason I'm playing this is he's actually having this conversation with ExtremeDad.
The guy who argued with a fucking soundboard.
I gotta be honest with you. Like, ExtremeDad is not equipped for these conversations. But in fairness, none of these assholes are either. They all make fools of themselves, and it's just about getting the dunk. It's not about anything other than that. It's not even about pushing ideology. It's about your fucking your standing on social media. That's all it is.
Limbaugh towards the middle when I was, kind of.
Rush Limbaugh was made him a Nazi.
Example.
So, I think that's incredibly naive to say. I mean, you kind of have to accept reality at some point.
Well, yeah, I was a naive teenager. That's how I was pulled down the rabbit hole.
You're still a naive teenager. If it's 2019, you still are. If he was in 2016, he's 18 or 17, right? The most he could be is just barely 20 here.
No, I understand what you're saying, that there's like good things on both sides, but generally the left...
I don't know if that's what he said at all.
in every case I can think of.
Maybe he did prior. Maybe there's more context and nuance to this shit.
If there's something that the right believes that's good, the left tends to agree with it, unless they're a liberal. Liberals are terrible.
Okay.
Leftists, at least, seem to agree with it. It seems like the right, most of the views that the right have, except for the ones that I agree with, but the leftists agree with, are pretty fucking misled. And if you go even further, then they're straight up evil. You know, shooting up brown people and whatnot. You know what I mean?
Not exactly, but let's move on. The nuclear family was saying, right?
fucking idiotic, man.
It's just idiotic.
It's idiotic.
It's just idiotic. It's just idiotic. Okay, so I just want to give you an idea. Like he would call in, say stupid stuff. They would like. Here's the thing: when you're like debating somebody or arguing with somebody, and they're like really out to lunch, it's really easy to make yourself look ridiculous, like quick. And here's the thing: like if I look ridiculous because I blow somebody up or yell at somebody, well, it's just a fucking show. They have to be taken seriously. They have to be taken seriously. They have to be seen as above it. And they're not. They're just a bunch of dumb kids. So that's why you're having a serious conversation with ExtremeDad. I would have listen, I would no further, or I have a better chance of having a conversation with Socks the cat, who lives across the street, than I do with any of these jerk-offs about anything important. I mean, literally, it's just entertainment. They have no insight. They have no answers, and they certainly don't have any wisdom. I guarantee you. Neither do I, by the way. I'm just a douchebag. But you know what? That's the difference. They have nothing to draw from, and they give it to you. So they argue with ExtremeDad to give themselves ego points because they don't on them. Let's move on. Because Nick sent me a clip
about Zan, about how old he was.
Oh, really?
Nick did? I'd get it to you.
Where did you send it? Let me see this.
Yeah, on Discord.
Hold on. Okay.
I want to be very, very clear that I try to be as honest as possible, and my goal at the end of the day is, for one, I don't want you to hate all lefties.
Sure.
I don't want you to hate me,
how old are you?
2 years ago.
I'm 21.
Okay, I forgive.
23 now.
All right. Do you have anything else you want to talk about in this?
Hold on. Listen, I get it. Okay, I've been doing the YouTube debating thing for like a bit over a year now. Okay, but I do feel like I try to take a pretty objective, like fairly reasonable, perspective.
But you're not. You don't have any evidence to back up any of what I'm disagreeing with you in terms of like we're having factual disagreements of reality. The best thing that you can produce to show his audience had a favorable opinion of me was a poll taken at the height of our relationship. I
don't give a shit about fucking their relationship. By the way, if you wanted to know or you cared, apparently, and this is something we covered not too long ago, apparently Destiny got wind of this shit and looked at the evidence, unbanned him, and that was the end of it. Destiny actually cleared him. But for some reason, in ExtremeDad fashion, ExtremeDad threatened to kill him a couple days later.
I got a quote from ExtremeDad, actually.
What's that? Yeah, I'll say. That's what we got to dunk on. All right, let's get into the meat and potatoes of this thing. This is where it gets like shocking. So we have, let's see, how are we organizing this? We have both debates, and let's give it to, this is some of the things you'll find in, just give you an idea of what's going on, and we'll let Will take it away right here and right now. Look how he sticks that music up his ass.
ExtremeDad's die was cast. A rumor was started of unknown origin, and Seal was DM'd by someone named...
Hey, look, it's fucker Carlson.
Diocletian, who was curious about the log.
It's want to be scarce.
Sorry, Will. I like you to death. You did great work, but you're not going to be spared here, sir.
Yeah, we're going to goof on you.
Cientius capped her screen and sent it to Diocletian. Diocletian was a mod on a few servers back in the day. Sia claims she wanted to send the DMs off to a mod for internal community reasons. From there, the internet gods only know where the screen cap promulgated. The first recorded rumors I could find surrounding the message exchange between ExtremeDad and Cientius began in Destiny's Discord server, but according to ExtremeDad, the Discord ban wave went something like this. First, Bunny Mew.
I hate they all do this. They bring up their stupid handles, and because Will's like a T-crosser-eyed daughter, and then you hear, like, I can't take anything seriously when I hear internet handles, but it has to be done, in fairness.
0 surviving logs. Second, Destiny. There are full chat logs available. Third, Xanderhal. Full chat logs available. Fourth, Vaush. During the events of this investigation, I was blocked, and have not been able to gain access since.
Shocking.
Whoa.
You mean you got blocked when you're trying to set the record straight? I think that's circumstantial evidence of a cover-up because you fucked up. That's what I think. Not proof, circumstantial. But I'm Will the bat. How the fuck do you know a 200 sub YouTuber's coming after you?
I will be attempting to show the fullest logs that I have available, with dates, times, etc. revealed when possible. On September 23rd, 2019, about 3 weeks after the alleged sexting, it appears that one of the mods on Destiny's server got wind of something and started searching for ExtremeDad's previous offenses on the server. The bot command here used by the mod was for his rap sheet. We then see her try and ban ExtremeDad, who is deleted user here. She used more than 200 characters and it didn't work. ExtremeDad was there in the chat when he saw the ban attempt. He messages, ? After another quick bot command, ExtremeDad was banned with the reason of protecting minors in the server, see reg chat for reasoning. People were confused. Why was ExtremeDad getting banned? Show screenshots. The justification was soon revealed. The same mod that banned him. TLDR, he has been sexting a 14-year-old. We don't want this behavior on the server, so it's a preventative ban. It keeps going and going, reinforcing itself without anyone actually taking the time to see the full chat.
Shocking. Shocking. I can't believe that. In Discord? People are so
No
thoughtful.
way, buddy.
Shocking.
Never happens in Discord.
Extreme.
Well, I don't blame them. They don't have a fucking platform.
Dad even goes to the trouble of messaging someone explaining that it's someone setting up right-wingers.
A what? Back up. Someone setting up right-wingers? Is they really need that? To feel...
Taking the time to see the full chat log. ExtremeDad even goes to the trouble of messaging someone explaining that it's someone setting up right-wingers.
Is ExtremeDad a right-winger?
Well, he's something. I wouldn't call him a right winger, but he's sure something.
I think ExtremeDad's an extreme dad winger because that's the only thing he's ever talked about is his fucking self.
People on DGG are split from the onset. Some people say that it's cringe to ban people over screenshots, and other people are just reinforcing the same false pedo claims over and over again without any evidence.
Thanks so much, Poofers. Vaush blocked the 200 sub. No one, when he looked at him, Vaush, no. You were the chosen one. You were supposed to beat the Sith, not join them.
Or context. I've messaged many people in the thread individually, and most of them don't even remember if they had anything at the time. It was just mass hysteria. It became an event on the server at the time to take part in the ensuing ExtremeDad drama. Destiny even went on to read the message logs on stream, further strengthening the false narrative, but sadly this clip no longer exists anywhere on the internet. The day Destiny reads the messages live on stream, ExtremeDad DMs Destiny and asks for a ban appeal, which was granted by the man himself on the 25th of September. But 2 days later, he was banned again for threatening to kill Destiny and other members of the server.
So he proved to Destiny, like, that's so typical. Like, we would be talking to him, and then all of a sudden he would get mad about something. It's too funny. The guy has problems.
Doctor, he's a spurg.
I don't blame Destiny for I hope that Destiny, I don't know this for a fact. Did Destiny ever try to, I mean, unbanning it would be one thing. I don't know if that's enough. Well, did Destiny speak out publicly? I don't know. I think if Destiny spoke out publicly, called this guy a pedo, then he has an obligation. If he didn't, then he only has the obligation on ban, in my opinion. So let's just give you an idea how the ball got rolling. We're getting there. We're getting there, folks. It's coming. All right. That's the first. Oh, all right. That's the attempt to cancel. This is the Screwjob. This is what it takes. We'll go to Screwjob 1, or at least we call this the message chain between ExtremeDad and God knows what that fucking stupid ass name is.
Amulet and Flesh.
I don't
know.
This is red, so this makes it kind of simple. What the fuck? What do I care? I'm fucking stupid. This is the girl that's pretending to be 14 talking to ExtremeDad.
You said you were hitting on me during the test.
Sia was in a VC in her own Discord at the time of sending these messages, and she was, in her own words, getting drunk. Some of these messages don't really make sense, and the entire conversation is a little sloppy because of this fact.
Hi.
Hi?
These people are quite rude.
You like tying girls up?
Okay, so right here, I mean,
That's
she's
trapping.
beginning the sexting. ExtremeDad is an awkward guy.
They initiated. That's a trapment. Maybe not the legal definition, but that's a trapment. They're looking to find he's irritated them as they put him on the hand of being a conservative. Now they're trying to make him a sex. It's so typical.
And is thrown off by this. He has a girlfriend.
They couldn't deal with them. That's really what it comes down to. All the brainiacs couldn't deal with ExtremeDad. dad. Liam was a real fucking. I'm probably gonna say I'm not talking that guy's nuts. That's all I had to do.
Sitting literally in the same room as him, he doesn't really understand what is happening. He replies with either a question or a joke.
With the rope?
He's like, what the fuck kind of question is this?
Yeah. Guys tie me up for some reason.
This is such an interesting way to word this. It's like goading a reaction from a random dude on the internet. He doesn't have any reason to think this is weird.
How could she get you a beer if she's tied up? I don't get that whole kink. Oh, I'm just kidding.
Because in the VC, it is assumed she sounded like an adult.
We need details,
Side note,
Tommy.
all sexting is cringe, and if you don't believe me, post your Tinder conversations in the YouTube comments down below.
I don't have a Tinder.
Oh.
It's not really my thing, but I do aim to please. So whatever you want, I will provide.
That's not Extreme Dad's voice.
Sounds like a knockoff Colossal.
Yeah, I know.
It's cringy, but it's also funny and kind of innocuous.
What do you want to do? I'm pretty sub.
Huh?
More goading. She is trying to get him to say something gross to her.
What's that mean? Submissive?
We go back.
I'm pretty sub.
Submissive or subjective? Or
Oh, subjective. Get the fuck out of here, Scotsman. Very subjective.
Instead, he hits her with this banger pickup line.
I mean, they don't call me daddy for no reason.
Ooh.
And I'd break every chair in the world just so you could sit on my face.
Whoa. Got him. Got him.
If this doesn't make you laugh out loud, I don't think you have a sense of humor. Like, this is clearly a dumb, dirty joke that just has a hilarious premise. I picture ExtremeDad traveling the world, taking a sledgehammer to every chair in his path, forever being punished like one of the titans of Greece awaiting for someone to sit on his face. But, maybe that's just me and my active imagination.
I'll say.
Anyways, to reiterate, nothing here has shown evidence that he communicated or even had the intention of communicating with a minor, which is what he was cancelled and doxxed for.
What's DDLG?
Huh, Sansi, that's a good question. I had to look that one up. DDLG or DD
I don't believe you.
/LG is an acronym for Daddy Dom Little Girl, a sexual relationship where the dominant male is the daddy figure and a woman plays the role of a young girl. Oh, lovely. She's proposing that they roleplay.
Well, adults do that, right? I don't know.
Still
I'm
weird.
not getting into
Still
that.
weird.
It is a little weird, but it's not like illegal or anything. You know, assuming there's not a real little girl involved.
Really kinky stuff that I'm personally not into at all. But still, it's not really any more.
You had to tell us. Thanks.
He needs to cross every dot, every two.
Yeah, he's crossing it. I'm not into that.
I promise.
I believe you.
Cause for alarm than any other kind of kink that exists.
I would agree with that.
ExtremeDad even follows up with this message.
You're on your own, lol.
He doesn't even want to take part in this kind of stuff. He was clearly getting uncomfortable here, and
Yeah,
remember, he's an
standards.
awkward guy to begin with.
Standards, yeah, that's right. Say what you want about Extreme Dad. He's got standards.
Lolling at this proposition
He
seems
shows
pretty
some
normal
class,
to me.
man, I'll be honest.
Yeah, he's...
You okay with the fact that I'm younger than Daddy?
Okay, well, this is a normally odd message, but look at her proposing DDLG in the earlier message. I personally have never partaken in a DDLG conversation, but something tells me it starts a little something like this.
Something like this.
Sure, we're just talking, obviously.
ExtremeDad was, at the time, a 31-year-old man. A lot of people online are younger
God,
than
he's in
him.
his 30s.
Once again, the message is completely reasonable.
So we're up for an interview.
Go
Ron
fuck
Jeremy.
yourself, Core. Go fuck yourself, Core.
That was Core. It was definitely.
I hope you fucking despawn in Minecraft.
Yes.
With the given context. He claims to have heard her have a voice similar to that of Marge's sisters from The Simpsons. There weren't any definitive red flags raised yet. He's an awkward guy. He answers weirdly, but it isn't anything offensive. Nothing has been made known to him that would make him think that this was a minor at all.
True.
I mean, I expect you to comply with the laws of where you live, and I'll do the same, lol.
Not really a weird comment to say, because there is a pedo problem on Discord that most people are aware of. He didn't really think that she was a minor.
Okay, Daddy. Sure. I look like most 14-year-olds.
If anybody talked to me like this, I'd be flocking him immediately. I'm like, I know what this is. Somebody's setting me up.
Reports.
Yeah, but Extreme Dad.
Are you okay with that?
The bait. I mean, She's baiting ExtremeDad to see what he responds
Oh, this whole thing is entrapment. Like from the top fucking down.
with next.
She's like really getting
And
the
like,
hook, bro.
I know that
It's not even like good entrapment like they did to EDP. It's like bad.
you're on the end of your PC screen right now thinking, what the fuck? I would have blocked her right here. And I agree. I would have done the exact same thing. But we need to remember here that ExtremeDad is not the most socially adept dude in the world.
No.
So the way that he answers is
Thought he's Brad fucking Pitt, man. He gets his life of the party.
technically correct, but is also one of the most awkward ways to say this possible.
If you're under the age of 18, I wouldn't be okay with the sexual relationship with you. I will chit-chat with you on a professional or personal level, though, in a way that doesn't involve sexual behavior, if you so desire.
He reaffirms
Hey,
what he
what
said
is that
earlier.
That's good night nurse to me.
Yeah.
Something tells me Xanderhal didn't read that.
This is the first time that anyone has mentioned the number 14. He didn't start cooming himself. He actually replied in a way that was later to be proven by Mr. Girl to have not been the worst way to respond. The worst way to have responded would have been, oh baby, I got me a nice 14-year-old. He literally said, if you're under the age of 18, I would not be okay with anything. This okay in quotes gets a lot of flack for possibly suggesting an open-endedness to the sexual conversation, but I see it as just adding emphasis.
It's splitting hairs is what that
Yeah,
is.
that's a fucking
I mean,
nitpick.
get the fuck out of here.
It's like how we read it earlier. He's repeating the word okay.
Proven by Mr. Girl, yeah.
Eagle weight source.
I can't get into this shit, right? I'm literally doing this for ExtremeDad because I feel fucking bad. If I saw some video with you'll never believe this is a newsflash. I want you guys to listen up. I saw a video. It had Stardust and Nick DiOrio, and they were debating over something. And apparently, Mr. Dad did something inappropriate, and you'll never guess. It had something to do with penis.
I am shocked.
The guy that came on
No
the
way.
show that said that he was attracted to the 12-year-olds and cuties and fucking didn't apologize for it. Something weird happened. I don't know. I didn't watch the video. I couldn't fucking stand it because it's more of this never-ending fucking debating and not like to me, it's like, all right, I don't even know what happened. He showed his penis or something? Okay, let's not hang out with him anymore. But no, it's like this complicated fucking thing. I don't get it. I don't get that whole fucking side of the internet.
It needs to be debated, man.
Yeah, he debated. Like, hey, let's get in a debate over. Like, well, maybe, I think it just comes down to like, if anybody got fooled by Mr. Fucking Girl, they just should know better. You know? No, you can't. You come in later though, sweetie.
Hey, back to her because she asked if it would be okay.
I like sexual relationships.
Oh,
More bait. She's clearly just trying to make ExtremeDad look bad, but she can tell that she is failing.
How old are you?
14.
I will give you the advice to anyone watching this video that if anything like the above happens to you, leave as soon as the age is mentioned. Don't reply, block, move on. However, ExtremeDad chooses to send this hilarious message.
Shocking. He did something exceptionally stupid.
Well then, I suggest you seek some constructive lifestyle choices and spend less time exploiting other people with your fake-ass bullshit.
What a Chad.
Yeah, he's basically, he
What
doesn't
a fucking
believe.
Chad,
he
bro.
doesn't. He saw through it, but the thing is, you get out. That was a mistake.
Yeah.
Well.
Not responding, block.
Yeah, get by. You know, Quartermaster. That wasn't me, by the way. Also, fuck you, Vol.
You know, it
Sure,
turns out
buddy.
that ExtremeDad really did know that something was
It might have been Kite, to be honest with you.
the whole time.
Actually, yeah, probably.
Like, that
or
would
maybe
Kite,
verse.
reverse.
explain the hilarious pickup lines. He isn't telling a 14-year-old to get a life. He's telling a 25-plus-year-old to stop predator hunting the conservatives on a left-leaning Discord and get a life.
Huh?
Yeah, that's what I think he's doing.
She acts innocent. Obviously, she knows that the jig is up. And in a final act of hilarious cringe,
This is the way people act over there, huh? Yeet!
he then blocked Sancius and didn't have another conversation with her until well after all of this drama unfolded and he was well cancelled. This is the only message exchange that has been
Sancius. All right, that's a key name. That's important.
released to the public. There were claims that ExtremeDad sexted multiple minors across multiple Discord servers, but none of this has come to light. And it won't, because it does not exist. And this was an ad hoc rumor added to try and make the initial
And you think after 3 fucking years, it might have popped up.
text exchange seem more valid, because I just laid the messages out before you. The messages are fairly innocuous with the entire context of what happened before in the voice chat. ExtremeDad blocked Ciancias and went on with his day. For the next couple weeks, ExtremeDad would go about his normal online business, thinking nothing of this interaction. Just another day on the weird wide web, while something more malicious was working its way in the background.
And we're getting right to that now. So this is the second part of the screw job, and then we're going to how both Xanderhal and because we want to get all this fucking thing. This is more of the text message, and I criticize Will because this is just not the way I would do it. But I mean, in fairness, I don't make videos. I'm a streamer. Is ExtremeDad Irish? I haven't a fucking clue. I criticize it, but there is something to be said for getting over it. And also, there's a lot of commentaries, a lot of his opinion on there. So this is more just the notes, and we're going to take a look at them, I think. Yeah. Groovy. All right. This is the full thing, right, Scott? Let's see.
This one's the full thing, and then he's going to highlight. You'll see the messages that then got removed by ExtremeDad.
Yeah. So, we're going to see what got removed by ExtremeDad.
Yeah, the changes.
All right. Yeah. So there's a controversy here. One of the things that the critics of ExtremeDad, you guys back me up and like, get me on the right direction, is when they went back to look at files that he deleted some of the messages. Right? Is that correct?
Yes.
Is that what this shows? And somehow, some way, this guy's got a hold of them. So this is like the original whole thing. But the thing is, but he did end up getting deleted messages, correct?
Yeah. So
and it changed. And here's the weird part: it changed nothing. It looks like what ExtremeDad did was when he heard he was in a conversation with a 14-year-old. After that thing, he panicked. And he just started deleting stuff, like a lot of people would do in that situation. He didn't even delete anything that was. It doesn't even look like it. It wasn't even what do you call it? Damning in any way. Yeah, it wasn't damning. He just had a panic. Like there's literally nothing there. And before we go to this, the person that set him up, and I guess I got to say, because we're going over it this way, I have to say it, and we'll show it to you. Here's how we know this. This is really the key right here. The person that set him up has apologized for all of this.
And the other thing about it, Tommy, these messages. So obviously, we know what ExtremeDad is like. He's denied this. Will has stated he doesn't believe him.
Yeah.
On being deleted.
But we know for a fact that the messages were deleted, and we really can't take ExtremeDad at his word for anything. But we can take the goddamn screenshots, and the other thing that there's nothing really deleted that changes anything. Maybe he thought that at the time. I looked at ExtremeDad. That's why I played this shit in the beginning. And I said, is there anything out there? And he said, no, it's just them claiming it with absolutely nothing. Well, there wasn't absolutely nothing. There was falsified information. And he should have told me there's falsified information out there about me. And then I could do it, but I couldn't talk to him. I can't get through to him. I don't have that. I'm not a fucking social worker, man. I'm just
and like Will said in the chat as well, what you're going to see, guys, these changed messages are 33 seconds apart from each other. And
okay, what am I looking at? I'm looking at the original right now?
You're looking at the original, and he's going to highlight the stuff.
Okay, so I can just play it through.
Yeah, the change stuff.
Okay. Oh, so that's the stuff that was deleted?
Yeah.
That's it? So he deleted, but most of us live at DDLG title. That doesn't change anything. Daddy/late, I'm not going to explain it to you. You're on your own. LOL. What do you look like? Do you want to see me? Sure, you first. So he deleted that. I look like most 14-year-olds. Haha. If you're under the age of 18, I wouldn't be okay with a relationship. That's fucking unbelievable. They destroyed this man. That's unfucking believable. That's unfucking acceptable. I'm sorry I'm grandstanding here. This pisses me off to no fucking end. Can you believe this? The ultra empathetic liberals picked on somebody with more than likely a cognitive disorder just so they could feel like they dunked on somebody? And I like to, the problem is I can't talk to street man. I want to know if he's a veteran. I want to know what fucking disability he has. I want to know if he really lost his fucking children over fucking Xanderhal and Vaush. And I want to know if they knew about it and did nothing. That's the next move. Because something tells me no one's going to do anything about it. This is unfucking believable here. That's the full conversation, correct? It changes nothing. Missing from ExtremeDad's copy, but most of all, I live in that DGL life. Daddy Little, I'm not going to explain it to you. That's what was taken out. All right. Missing from ExtremeDad's copy. This, okay, Daddy, sure. Oh, God. So the most important part, okay, Daddy, sure. I look like most 14-year-olds. Haha, you okay with that? And he clearly says he's not okay with that. What do you look like? You first. And oh, wow. Oh, wow.
So, yeah, you start to see that he's, like we said, there's something not right. He's panicked.
Yeah.
Without just, like any of us, we would just go, fuck off.
Yeah.
He's panicked.
That's why you don't talk to people. Oh, God.
That's why you
matter if you
fucking
make it. I mean,
close,
this is like blaming the fucking, this is here's something that they would use, blaming the rape victim for dressing fucking wrong. I mean, yeah, we could sit there and like you don't talk to people like that, and you don't, and you cut off immediately, but it doesn't make you guilty because you didn't use use right sense. And I don't know if he's capable. I think there's an issue here. ExtremeDad, Matt Pitt. Everybody gives him love to Matt Pitt. ExtremeDad response to this makes perfect sense if you actually know him. And I don't say that meanly. Can you believe that? Oh, we're not done. We're not done.
Yeah, there's like 2 more clips of it.
We're not done. Let's watch. Okay, they got all the information. The only thing I can actually give them credit, there's no way to fucking know if Vaush knew this was bullshit, but clearly he didn't do anything to fucking look into it to double check it. Destiny did. And when it was found out, he didn't do anything to rectify it. So this is fucking Vaush. Unbelievable shit here.
It's like you're
wrong one. Sorry, I had that idiot there. Where is it?
Be cancel.
There we go. Sorry, everybody. So, and actually, we'll explain a little more of this.
Now, up until this moment, this has been some online harassment and a minor cancel in the grand scheme of things. Hell, even if you get completely canceled online, most people still have a real life to escape to. When people online find out personal information about your real life and use it to harass friends, family, and employers, then the online harassment turns into something much more sinister, called doxing. You will see this sentiment expressed a lot. All conservatives are pedophiles. Pedophilic tendencies are a key to the Republican Party, and who cares what happens? They're conservative anyways. There is objectively a huge pedophilia problem on Discord, and people get a lot of clout and vindication online when they catch a predator successfully.
Yeah, this is why they're not fucking, when you get a lot of these guys, they shouldn't be fucking heroes, because they're not actually doing it for heroic purposes. You get rewarded. You get rewarded for being a victim, you get rewarded being fucking catching a pedo, you get rewarded all this shit. I love that. I love the word you use, incentive. Mama Max, anybody? We'll get into that some other time.
So there is great incentive to do
back.
this, especially for those on the left who believe in the ideology above. That being said, the only thing they caught on September 7th was an awkward turbo nerd.
Farms accounts. Do you want to see something truly glorious? Holy shit.
Why would it be glorious? Let's say he did it. Why is it a good thing?
Yeah.
Because you get to justify your hate to the other side. Hate your neighbor.
Here is the BreadTube Kiwi Farms thread, which is mostly dedicated to making fun of me at this point. Here's
sorry, Keffels.
Left Chud, aka Flamenco, responding.
Flamenco was involved, of course.
For fuck's sake.
Of course.
Shocker.
To an instance in which Pig Puncher, our good friend Pig Puncher, called out Flamenco for having a lot of alts.
How much you want to bet they both hate each other but have to deal with each other for clout? Like
Well,
most
it means
YouTubers.
YouTube.
Nothing to do with left and right there. Just fucking YouTube. Just YouTube.
Far Left Chud says, Pig Puncher is doing his usual Flamenco IP dance after he got trolled. And then Flamenco responds, what did I supposedly do now? Far Left Chud responds, someone trolled him with a username called Zoe Quinn is a liar and he thought it was you. We pulled the IP addresses. It was him. They're the same person. Yeah, these timestamps, they're literally responding like right after each other. And then Flamenco responds, I honestly don't even know what I did to cause this irrational paranoia towards me.
In fairness, we're well aware of Flamenco harassing the absolute shit out of Vaush, unironically.
But I do find it funny. I'm their number one, I don't know if bugaboo's a racial slur or if it just means like...
Excuse me.
Target. Without having, even having to do anything. And then Far Left Chud responds, I don't know, but ever since he's been spreading the alt-right pipeline conspiracy theories, he's been increasingly more and more paranoid. And this is one man talking to himself about how other people are paranoid for saying he has alts. Holy shit. And the next person, ExtremeDad, who is a pedophile, has my picture as his profile. That's nice. I like that. Anyway, holy shit. Every single time... He actually is a pedophile. We banned him from our... I'm not joking. ExtremeDad, we banned him from... Yeah, we banned him from our Discord server because he was flirting with 14-year-old girls, saying like... something like, you know, I can be your daddy, you know, I go rough, or some shit like that, knowing that they were 14. We had to ban him from the server for that. We've got screen caps, logs, everything. It's incontrovertible.
Incontrovertible. Love that.
It's like I am Alex times 10.
It's a big word. Big word. Incontrovertible. Incontrovertible.
Big
Now,
liberal word.
Because I'm fair, it's possible that he believed it. Now, he's not like balls out lying, like he knowingly knew this stuff was altered. All right? And it was altered by omission. And that's fabrication. It's no, if you omit something, it's fabrication. Especially in something as seriously as this. I think he honestly said that he believed it. But he's done nothing. In fact, apparently he contacted Will recently about this, and he said, I have no memory of any of this. I remember every fucking shit. I don't know, man. I stream just as much as Vaush. Maybe not for as long, but just as much. I remember fucking every fucking stupid interaction of that level. Especially when the P word is thrown around. Especially if I really believed it. It's like forgetting about Britbon. Do you believe that he forgot? Can't prove it, but I don't believe him. I think he's just hoping the whole thing goes away. Now, I can't really do much about him. He's too big, and he was getting big, or I know by 2020 he was pistol hot, right? But, you know, here's the thing. When you grandstand on moral virtue, like a lot of these guys, they're just like fucking like these right-wing Christian jerk-offs I grew up with, right? When they grandstand and people find out they're not perfect. They can't go back and say, hey, the thing I said about that guy, well, somebody in my server fucked him. Somebody in my server fucked him. And I went out and I ran my big fat mouth, and I'm really sorry. And I'm doing everything I can to rectify it. In fact, I'm throwing the person out that entrapped them. None of it happened. It's not that hard. You guys know. Put it in one of the chat if I ever come on here and make an apology. Not like with the pedo stuff, but similar into that vein. I fucked up. This is wrong. And you're going to listen to all these fucking assholes about bullying online and shit. And targeted harassment. It's not that hard. It didn't even hurt my career. If anything, it helped. I've been around forever. I never grow, but I've always paid the bills. It's not that hard. And you think it would be less hard for somebody who's making thousands. Either you'd be like, okay, fine. But if you're an egomaniac that has to project a right all the time, that they're almost like divine, like cannot be corrupted, incontrovertible, you don't do that. You just fuck them and hope everybody forgets. Unbelievable.
ExtremeDad is just nobody. Yeah, sure. Let's have his life ruined. Who cares?
Yeah, who cares? Who cares?
Fuck that guy. He's the enemy.
All right, that's all we got for you. No, we got Xanderhall's part too.
Yep.
Here we go. Watch this. Watch this genius.
ExtremeDad, you're literally retarded. I like. You're a liar. You're
Hot
dox
kettle
people.
black.
I don't care what you say. I'm just gonna have you blocked. But I am gonna show my chat these logs.
Wait. How the fuck is a 14-year-old in Destiny server? The age cutoff is 15.
People lie about their age. Okay. So, it says, what do you want to do? I'm pretty sub. He says, I mean, they don't call me daddy for no reason. And I'd break every chair in the world just so you could sit on my face. But most of all, I live for that DDLG shit. What's
This is the edited shit that he's doing. The fabrication. He's reading it out loud. He's never corrected this shit.
DLG? Daddy's dumb little girl. I'm not going to explain it to you. You're on your own, lol. You okay with the fact that I'm younger than you? Sure. We're just talking, obviously. True. What do you want to do? I'm pretty sub. I mean, oh yeah, and this is the actual like screenshot. Like a phoenix, I have risen from the ashes. Okay, that's some other shit.
Yeah, fuck it. Somebody's life.
That was some cringy.
Yeah, screw him.
It's just somebody's life.
Basically, he was pretending to be. Yeah, go ahead and ban him.
Just somebody's life. That's all. That's all. And we know Xanderhal cares about people's life because he misses dealing with abusive people on the right who just call you a faggot to your face and tell you to kill yourself, as opposed to lefties who will talk/lie to you behind your back when passively aggressively concerned, trolling, and gaslighting. He cares. He cares. He cares. I don't know about you motherfuckers, but I think, call me crazy, that when this guy has empathy for anybody again, it should come into question. That it's only a fucking virtue signal at best. And just a way to move up and seem smart. It's what's really feed the ego. That's one of the things when I talk to Andy Signor. Like, I couldn't get over that the person that falsely accused him of rape really didn't gain anything financially. I couldn't get my head around that. You know, because I only think, like, I would never do something like that, but I could only think the only reason I would is to gain financially from it. No, it's just goddamn likes on goddamn Twitter. That's all it was. And that's what I think these guys are. I had a big YouTuber come up to me today. They claim they have an inroad with some of these big fucking liberal streamers on Twitch and what have you. All they do is bitch about their taxes. Oh, they're phonies.
Wait, I thought they were leftists. Taxes?
Shocking.
Way.
They're all moving. God, at least fucking the New Jersey Turk. He lives in Los Angeles, at least. What, the rest of them live in Austin? You know, when the taxes are good. I
can live in Austin. People in Hollywood just moved to Texas.
Yeah.
Joe Rogan.
They're all going to Texas.
Mark
Yeah,
Wahlberg.
it's a better way of life.
Yeah.
And there's less people that think like them in charge. That's my personal. That's as political as I get. But it really doesn't matter what the politics with this are. It doesn't matter whether I'm right or wrong or left or right or what have you. What matters here is these guys have a reputation and they did nothing, and more than likely they knew all about it. More than likely they knew all of it. More than likely, it's just about ego. More than likely, it's just like extreme. I hate that ExtremeDad. Everybody's always fucking like asking for him in the chat. But this is the real murder. This is what you really got here, and it's very quick. This is why there must be an apology if you're ever to take these guys seriously again.
ExtremeDad didn't deserve to have his life ruined because this message exchange was.
Yes, he did. He's a right winger.
Revealed. Some could argue that the fact that she sent the messages all willy-nilly without a care in the world in some ways makes her just as culpable as the other three villains in this story. But there is one huge difference between Cientius, Vaush, Xanderhal, and Berman. Cientius has said sorry. Now that might sound cheap.
The person that set them up said they were sorry. Game, set, match. That's it. The person that set them up, that gave them that edited information, apologized. That's it. You have a moral obligation, if you're going to preach about morality, much less good government and how to behave, to correct this catastrophe. Because if any of this shit is true, that this guy can't see his kids anymore because of you, doesn't have a job anymore because of you, if that's true, and I don't know that it is, you have not just got rid of some annoying guy in your Discord that might have been talking to kids and maybe you got it fouled up, you have ruined somebody's life, not subjectively, objectively. There is no way around this. This needs to be rectified. That's it. The person that initiated this setup, that gave them the information to say that he was preying on teenage girls, who is not 14, has apologized. And so should you. I find this interesting. What's his name? Is this true, Will? I emailed Vaush for an interview before the release. I won't leak emails, but the gist of it is he doesn't remember anything. Like Ronald Reagan. Well, I forgot. He thought it was an attempt to state ExtremeDad's psychotic hate possession towards me, Vaush. Yeah, he probably did. He was annoying. I'm absolutely sure he was annoying. Xanderhal is blocking his community. Here. Now, here's the thing, and that's what I'm going to ask Will. And does Will want to come on? Because I don't know.
Yeah, he's waiting right now.
Let's get him in here. Because I'll ask him right to his fucking face. Let's put him on. Where is he? Will in his channel. By the way, go sub his channel, and if you guys could put that in the chat, I would appreciate that right now. Will, I'm friendly with Flamenco, and he's annoying to these guys, and sometimes legitimately harassing them. Did you fucking make Xanderhal crazy in any way? Because these are your words. Did you give him a good reason to block you? Did you do anything in particular? I'd like to know.
I would say no. When I first was trying to engage with him, I sent him a couple DMs, through various Discord, Twitter, and then sorry, is my mic? Let me know if my mic's bad.
I got it. I got it. It's bad, but I got it. Don't worry. Go ahead.
And then I tried to communicate with him, kind of just by adding him at his Discord. And at first I wasn't very aggressive with it. I kind of was just like, hey, just to let you know, I'm doing research on this, and in some amount of months, I'm going to release something, and I think you're kind of culpable for this. Would you like to come on stream and we could talk about this?
Did he say, stop harassing me, leave me alone, stop DMing me, and you kept doing it?
He personally never said anything to me on the Discord. His mods banned me.
His mods just banned you. So
it is there was kind of a time where I got a little more aggressive, and then they banned me.
Oh, okay. Is it possible that they just thought you were full of shit and you're just another guy excusing somebody falsely of being falsely of an allegations, which by the way does happen all the time, in fairness. I'm playing devil's advocate here. Is it possible?
Yeah, no, I think the thing that got me banned was that I had found, if you watch Extreme Daddy Festo Part 1, there's this message exchange between Xanderhal and Futaba. I had screen capped this on my computer and just kind of scrolled through it, and I took that and I posted it unlisted on YouTube, and I posted that on the Discord, and I was like, hey, I want to talk about this. I think that you knew that these messages were fake, and then 2 weeks later when you went on stream, you said all this bullshit knowing that these messages were fake, and then I was banned.
Oh.
So, I mean, eventually, it gets to a point, right, where you're like, I need to call you out. You're either going to ignore me, or I'm going to call you out and you're going to ban me. So I said, fuck it, I'm going to call you out.
Can you give me a timestamp on that?
On the first...
On the one where when you talked to, where you said you did something in the video. We can go check. We can watch it, right now.
Yeah. Sure.
First video?
Yeah, I don't mind. Here, let me get it up on YouTube real quick.
I'll get it up here, too. Just give me a number and we'll roll.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, I mean, is it fair to say if that is the truth, if you're telling me the truth, that he's covering this up and has no intention of taking responsibility for it? I mean,
I think he's just not. Yeah, I think he's just a pussy, and he'll never take.
Yeah.
I think
Vaush just said he doesn't remember. I can't remember
insane.
destroying
There's
this
no way
guy's
that Vaush
life.
Doesn't remember.
Like, well, even if he didn't remember, it doesn't matter, right? Like, there it is. Is he done? When he said, like, I guess you could say I don't remember, but I'll rectify it. But that didn't happen either, did it?
No, because what he said was that, he thought that this was all to basically, like, sate ExtremeDad's hate boner for Vaush. But obviously,
what does that mean if we have the fucking video? I mean, that sounds ridiculous.
I think so, yeah. Let me see here.
You got a number here?
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's at 52:25 is when it starts on the first ExtremeDad Festo.
Let's check this out. 52:11. That'll serve.
He's feeling the consequences of to this day. Later that day, XANDERHALL shares ExtremeDad's Twitter account on Discord with the message, "ExtremeDad is on Twitter. Have fun, guys."
Is that targeted harassment?
Totally. It's ridiculous. Just keep going.
Has he ever bitched about targeted harassment? Or is he at least not a hypocrite on that? Okay.
The only person of any redeeming quality that day was one of the older mods on XANDERHALL's server. As XANDERHALL, along with Vaush's girlfriend Hyena, were slandering ExtremeDad with no basis, Futaba attempts to
Alright, these are just randos, though. Are these anybody fucking important? Because I don't care about them.
So Hyena is Vaush's girlfriend, and
appropriate
obviously
name.
XANDERHALL is XANDERHALL. And then basically when they do the final stream where Vaush calls ExtremeDad a pedophile the second time and really, really grills him, like tells him that he likes 14-year-old pussy and all this shit. That happens 2 weeks after this message exchange, where they admit that they know the messages are fake. But then when they go on Vaush's live stream, they act like the messages are real, and they basically hype up Vaush's community.
Is there any chance that
enrage them.
XANDERHALL didn't see this? So that means in 2019, what you're telling me then is there's a possibility that XANDERHALL knew in 2019 this is all horseshit.
He 100% knew. He literally says it
So he knew
these are fake.
prior to doing that tape. When I played this fucker right here, when I played, I'm gonna put it on screen again. When I played, let's see, this is cancellation, exit cancellation. All right, here we go. When I put this on right here, you're saying on your word that he was 100% sure this wasn't bullshit, that this was total fucking fabricated bullshit. Is that correct?
I guess I'd have to triple check.
You have to triple check. All right, just
Here's
back
what I
off.
can tell you. Okay, so
Okay.
on 10/10, on October 10th of 2019, he knew that they were fake.
On October 10th. When did this particular stream take place? Right here.
See, like I didn't date those on the thing because people were bitching about. This is so funny because everybody complained on the first one that I was like turbo, debate lord, fucking time stamping everything.
You are.
Of course, now we want it, right?
In fairness. I mean, you know what? I got to be honest with you. Like, I'm critical from an entertainment standpoint. If that's the way you do videos, that's the way you do videos. It is helpful to do stuff like that. You're like Nick Diario on steroids. I mean, but it is helpful to search. The problem is your content, and this I think is really important what you've done here, and I think it's actually real empathy, like not bullshit stuff. It's just not very palatable. I don't even think my style is all that palatable. It'll only be like an hour and a half. It just needs to be condensed somehow because I think we hit the major talking points. They debated with a guy that's cognitively disordered. There was a fabricated message between them. They took it and they ran with it and they never corrected it. That's it. That's the story. That's the beginning, middle, and end. Right? And the most important thing, the person that set them up apologized, which is like absolutely game set match.
I think that you're right.
Yeah.
But the thing is, though, is that if I made that video, you wouldn't be reviewing this video.
Possible. Yeah. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Actually, no. If you kick the ass out of the park, Super Entertainment, it's on here. No, I don't necessarily agree with that. But
yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
If you killed it out of the park, I'm only criticizing the entertainment factor. I'm not criticizing the work. I think it's quite admirable, to be honest with you, what it did. And
it is a bit slow.
It's not for everybody.
Like for part 2, I really was
I
was like, I'm gonna make it. It's not gonna be more than an hour. I'm gonna make sure the cuts are more fun. Like, you know, I think I definitely growed from the first part to the second one.
All right, I didn't want to turn this into a what you call it, a beta thing, but it's very long. It's important to condense this. Yeah, it's convoluted for sure. You know, you did the best you could. I don't think you did a good job. It's just something Keemstar told me. You got to squish it, make it fun and funny. That's it. At the end of the day, that's going to get around. That's going to be a more effective message than T-crossed I dotted. The problem with not T-crossing I dotted, especially in your community, they're going to come after you if you make a minor mistake.
Exactly.
And I think that's what you're almost paranoid about it, if I had to guess.
Very.
Yes. Okay. That's what I could see it from.
I just want to say, I think you did a really excellent job of summarizing it, and I just want to say I think you guys did a really great job.
I got to thank Vault
most
and,
important clips and stuff.
Yeah, I couldn't have done it by myself, and my producers actually he had a death in the family stuff, but Vault and Optimus just kicked it out of the park today, like straight out of the park. So all right, so you're saying by 10-10, so there's a distinct possibility that he knew right here. It's not 100%, but it's definitely a distinct possibility.
Yeah.
That's unbelievable. Like, how can you even take it seriously?
I'm trying to see if I
again?
can quickly find the video.
Yeah. If we could find that, that's pig puncher error. You know, the guy that goes punches the big tough guy.
Okay, so this was on June. Wait, no, that's not right. Okay, so long story short, someone gave this to me, and it was from an old archived clip, so I didn't know exactly what date it was.
There's no way, so you couldn't have put a date on when. Well, we know it was. Okay, so there's a possibility.
Yeah.
It's a possibility. It's not 100%.
Like the ones that I ripped from the YouTube, I obviously have all the dates and shit. But
I think the fact that he banned it says everything. I think Vaush's explanation says everything. I don't expect anything to be done about this. This is truly unbelievable. ExtremeDad, I finally got around to doing it. You're welcome, and I hope this goes up the chain. That's
after about 3 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like fucking long overdue. I don't know what to think. Anybody want to call in and add, like I don't know. Is there anything before? Is there anything you think we missed? That's important.
Let me stop watching this really quick. No, not really. I think you guys. I'm honestly really happy. I think you guys really hit it on the head.
I
really appreciate it. That was a really good summarization of 3 hours of extremely.
You know what's really great though?
Content.
Like we could take ExtremeDad right now and call on and say we fucked everything up. Like that's how wacky he fucking is. You know what I mean? I can't wait till that happens. Tommy, you did okay, but you really fucked this up and that up. And like I don't think people really realize like how did you do this? I don't know how you could possibly finish that. And I say that with, look, I exploited ExtremeDad just like I'd exploit any weird caller that would call in. I freely admit that. At very least, if he knew the screenshots were fake after the fact from himself or his girlfriend, where's the correction video? There you go. That's a good point. No, there's no correction video because they're more. It's actually really, if you think about it, it's the same thing as I Am Alex in a different way, in a non-political way for that matter. But Alex wanted to be one of these guys that went on and says, "I care about all you young girls that are being preyed on. It's very, 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 very scary world out there, and I'm a victim of abuse, and I want to protect you." And they like that sort of power that they get from being the caring person. It gets solidified with their online presence, and if you fuck up an allegation, it's gone, like forever. And some people are willing to fight to keep that. I think to maybe even more of an extent. I think this is more egregious because Alex, I know, is brain dead. I know him personally. He's fucking dumb. These guys aren't as dumb. They're pretty fucking dumb, but not to the point where Alex is. And to them, it's just like, I mean, it was malicious from Alex, but this is just on another level, from what I can say. Like it's comical, like how cruel they are. It's like funny, like they all got together, they like laughed it off. Yeah, we fucked that guy. Yeah, fuck him and Rush Limbaugh straight up his ass. Like it's like Jimmy Dore says.
I mean, the dog pile is just
it's just unbelievable. You know, Jimmy Dore. I actually listen to Jimmy Dore a lot. He's always saying that what they're really trying to push is hate your neighbor. And I think this is like hate your neighbor. This is the justification for hate your neighbor. You know, that's what I think.
Yeah, it's because fascists are pedos, and it's because the liberals want to turn your kids into the other gender. Like they just make up a fucking
it's like always that
it's
simple,
ridiculous.
or there's like no nuance.
Yeah.
It's funny, the people that always talk about nuance to defend their statements. There's more nuance you don't understand, usually have none. And their beliefs have none. It's really just good regurgitated shit they see. Like, I don't think most of these guys are I mean, Destiny, who I think is reasonably intelligent, he didn't finish college. You know? I mean, he's got good reasons for that. I don't think it makes him any less stupid or anything, or any more or less qualified. I personally think everybody's unqualified for this shit, but that's just me.
True.
That's just me personally. It doesn't mean you can't go out and enjoy this content. Like, go fucking nuts, man. But it is. The problem is, Destiny. I think Destiny is a great streamer. Like when we go back and we start rating influential and great streamers throughout history, when you guys are all in your 50s, Destiny's going to be like one of the most influential ones. But everybody wants to be him, and they're not. They're not. They don't have the personality. They don't have the talent. They don't have the insight. And it has nothing to do with the politics. It has everything to do with the presentation. And the good thing about Destiny, all right, he did something different. The bad thing, he created monsters. And I think at some level he knows that, especially with some of the things you said about Hassan. You know, he's created monster after monster. I remember asking Chris Raig this when I was on Catch 33. And I say, because that's when guys like Chubbs were doing there was a string of like anti-SJW videos like in early 2017, but it wasn't the Gamergate guys doing. Now it was the commentary community, like the English corny commentary community. I go, do you ever get a little, he didn't answer, but this is how he answered. I said, do you ever feel a little weird about guys like Chubbs and the modern sort of English commentary community covering what was the big video at the time? Why I left BuzzFeed? Like doing sort of the anti-SJW videos right now. And he was just like, he didn't say a word. He just went, you know, because it was just a cash cow at that point. Or really the last bit of milking had been done. And my point is, they're not qualified. They're qualified to goof on TikTokers. That's it. And I think most of the people that are, honestly, I think if Destiny, as good as he is, I think if he actually got a real arena with actual intellectuals, I think he'd get his clock cleaned. It's just absolutely, completely, like, he looked ridiculous at the end of it. Not as much as he would have 5 years ago, because he was super ridiculous. Now he's not. But I mean, and then somebody like Vaush. Remember that long neck guy that was on Tucker Carlson? Do you remember that guy? The Antifa guy had a fucking neck that long.
Oh yeah.
Remember? That's what would happen to Vaush.
Yeah,
He'd be that guy. Vaush would be that guy. That's all it is. That's my opinion. I don't know what your opinion is on that, but that's the way I feel about these guys.
I have been slowly getting black-pilled on political content online. I used to be kind of like a...
Somewhere in between.
I just feel like
your timing sucks, Volt.
I know.
Go ahead. You're getting black-pilled, you're saying.
I'm sorry, just getting black-pilled on online politics in general. I used to be maybe naive enough to think that people were kind of like getting their opinions and minds changed based on what people like Vaush and Destiny were doing, like debating people.
Sure.
And I'm not really sure that that's happening anymore.
No.
And you were talking about Destiny, you know, with platforming people like I mean, this recent Nick Fuentes stuff. I mean, Nick Fuentes is on No Jumper. I mean, that's like one of the biggest podcasts in the world. That is insane. That is a sanitization that I had no idea. I didn't think that was going to happen.
Yeah.
And it did.
Is it a problem, really? Who cares? I mean, Howard Stern...
I think it's the problem, personally.
Well, what about the KKK guy and Howard Stern? I watched that growing up. It's funny as fuck. In fact, like the idea back then was you put it out there and you see how ridiculous it is. And like there seems to be a new thing now, like we have to stop it. Well, if your fucking ideology is so strong and so righteous and works, you wouldn't have to.
I know. So I agree with you, and I want to say I completely agree with you on 99%, 99.9% of cases. And I used to be 100%.
Okay.
I'm starting to kind of wonder now, maybe there really are some people who are just too dangerous to platform, just because they're too savvy.
All right.
They know exactly what they're doing behind
what are
closed
you
doors,
willing?
and
This is where I don't know if we disagree at all. My disagreement is who gets to make that call And
I don't know.
I don't think anybody does. I think, you know, I think maybe you could say, like, look, you shouldn't have platformed this guy. I mean, I think we're seeing this with, I guess, I don't know exactly what happened. Maybe Jessica knows. Mr. Gold did something goofy. Something to do with his penis. Big shocker. Never saw that coming. Like, I mean, that guy did something weird with sex? Who knew? Like, shocking.
I would look into that, though, just because that was a big, like, nothing burger.
Oh, was it? Something about his
It really
showing?
was, I swear.
Oh,
Just,
God.
like, even Nick was on there. Nick addressed Stardust in a pretty good video. Like, Nick
okay.
destroyed her.
Nick destroyed Stardust. I thought it was the other girl.
Yes, absolutely. No, absolutely
But did
not.
Stardust claim?
Nick
I couldn't get
destroyed her.
through it because it's making me insane. Did Stardust say that he did something appropriate and he didn't?
Yes, exactly. Stardust and Cherry.
Oh my God.
Will, I have
I know you don't want to get into the nuance of that.
No, it's fair enough,
what's
fair
up?
enough. Maybe I should be talking when I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about either. It was a Stardust fuck up. All right.
Okay. Will, quick question. What are your thoughts about, like, Andrew Tate being banned? Do you think he should be brought back on the internet, on YouTube, on everything, or should he remain banned?
I'll be honest. So I would say Andrew Tate should probably stay. I don't think that he's. I think that Nick Fuentes is legitimately like mini Hitler in our time. Like, just the things that he does, the things that he doesn't do. He is very aware of what he is doing publicly with his image and the things that he says online.
He's a grifter.
Andrew Tate is. He's not a grifter per se, because he really does believe what he thinks.
You really believe he believes
does
that crap when he's selling it for $1,000?
Yes.
You fucking, you think he's laughing to his friends? I can't
really
believe these
do.
incels bought this shit. You really believe?
I think Nick Fuentes. I think Nick Fuentes really would prefer like all black people die. And,
Oh
like,
well,
Fuentes,
but
Tate.
Tate believes his bullshit.
Oh, Andrew Tate. No. Hold on. Andrew
All right,
Tate
I
is-
got confused.
Andrew Tate. Well, he might. I'm sorry. Andrew
okay.
Tate. He I think that he says like crazy outlandish shit, but I don't think it's like democracy ruining. So I don't think he needs to be deplatformed. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Democracy ruining? Like what? Like how strong is
I'm
democracy?
telling you, like if we made Nick Fuentes president, like if we made him a dictator, like he would literally.
I would
be,
agree
like,
with
the
you.
worst.
But what
He
are the
would be
fucking
mini
reasonable
Hitler.
odds of that? So we have so on your what if we gotta like science Nick Fuentes? Yeah.
Listen,
like-
I know you say what if now, but like he's already talking.
Oh, I have no.
you
I'm
know,
agreeing with you. I'm very like you can't have a strong democracy without a fucking First Amendment. What you're talking about is circumventing the First Amendment. If there was something to be done, like an action through government, or since government's cooperating with social media, which is the new town square, just doing it by default and going around the whole situation. So like we don't have a very strong democracy if we can't handle Nick Fuentes, who, from my estimation. And I'm no doctor here, is retarded. I think I think the left has boogeymen and they blow them up out of proportion. I mean, that would be I have no more fear of that. I think Vaush would do the same thing, by the way. I think he'd put people against the wall and a whole nine. I don't think he should be silenced.
I don't think it's. Here's the thing: it's not so much that he should be silenced, and I would agree, like at like a law level. I mean, it's not like there should be like a law that like Nick Fuentes shouldn't be platformed. I think this should all be handled within capitalism. The companies,
Sure.
you know.
You
doing
know,
their
the
kind of thing.
the problem
But, like, if you're a company, like
you can't say that anymore because the companies we're finding more have direct interaction with the White House.
True. I mean, they
Yeah.
always.
You
did,
can't.
right?
You used to be able to like
conspiracy
when I
guy.
was a
Like,
kid.
I mean, all that shit's always connected.
I grew up.
right?
I grew up. Reagan conservative house, and that was the excuse for all the conservatives. It's their company; they can do what they want with it, right? We even heard that with 10 years ago with Hobby Lobby or whatever it was when they wouldn't pay for people's abortions. Now we're seeing the left use that excuse, but the corporations are in with the government. So isn't that kind of like over now? I mean, isn't that debate kind of been lost?
It is really hard for me to hold, especially because, to be honest, this is something that I'm in the past couple months I've been coming to grips to, because I've just been learning more about Nazi Germany, honestly, and like how they came to power and stuff like that. And I just find some of the things that they do, specifically in the media, very scary, because like the Nazis were extremely media savvy. And I'm not, like I was harping on Vaush for saying like the trans genocide is going to come around the corner. I'm not saying that like the Nazi regime is around the corner or anything, but I do think that there are legitimate people, like Nick Fuentes specifically, is one that I'll name, that I think It is really damaging to have him on platforms if you are not prepared to completely destroy him when he comes on.
Yeah.
Because he is very, very good at sanitizing his
Sure.
extremely racist beliefs.
Sure.
And he can go in no jumper with 2 black people and a guy with tattoos from head to toe in front of an audience of 2.1 million people with Sneeko, and they can basically spout bullshit for an hour and a half.
Mhm.
And he's so good at saying what he says that I know for
I don't think he's good at
there
all.
are people that are within that audience that are going to carry over.
I don't
and
think he's
that
good
sucks.
at all. I think that is left-wing paranoia. That he's so good. He's a fucking idiot. He can't even kiss a girl. Like, what are you guys talking about? Are you crazy? Unless I'm wrong, and he's coming off like an insult to fool somebody like me.
People are sheep.
I guess, but
It's
that's
just,
also the view of the authoritarian, that people are sheep. So it's just like, I mean, so I don't know. I didn't get you on to corner you. I'd still appreciate what you did.
It's all good.
We're just
Healthy
having
conversation.
yeah.
At the end of the day, it's a really good video.
How dare you.
Both parts
It's
on
fucking
on,
great
ExtremeDad.
video. I disagree with
Great
you on
video.
that, in fairness, but I don't think you're like malicious or vicious or anything. I think you just might be wrong and barking up the wrong fucking tree. We need kooks. First of all, I wouldn't have a show. All right, so, and that's very important, probably more important than anything you fucking did.
The content.
Yes. You need fucking kooks. I mean, I guess the last thing I'll say about that is, like, I find, like, this person has power. I think AOC is every bit as extreme as Nick Fuentes. I mean, she said, more than likely sent cops to some Jew's house in California because she goofed on her statement, a statement on Israel. Nobody gives a fuck, but she's in power. Is one of these guys, he quote tweeted her and said, "This is really disappointing." State police came in and they said they got there because DC cops had contacted him. He had made threats against DC, against AOC. AOC was going to say, that never happened. Got really mad, indignant about it, the whole thing. You know what she didn't do? That didn't happen, and I'm going to get to the bottom of it. So I find that much more, that's in fucking Washington. I think it's a much better argument, and I don't think she should be silenced. So why should Nick Fuentes be silenced?
Because he's really good at what he does.
So
That's
she.
kinda scary.
So she.
Well,
or
I don't
whoever's
know.
in charge.
Let's just agree. I mean, like, that's
I don't
like
think he's
both
really good
sides.
at what he does. I think you guys overestimate. Like most people just laugh at him.
I would say my axiom too in life is that I really want to get rid of the polarity. So when people on the left are doing this polarizing horseshit, I hate it just as much as when
I do
people on
too.
the
I agree
right
with you.
are doing the polarizing bullshit.
I'll be honest. I'm not going to
So,
sit there and act like I'm above
yeah.
it all. I'm definitely more right leaning, and definitely more right leaning than you. But I mean, I don't. I'm also like you that I don't. I think there can be a left or right wing dictatorship like that. Believe me, and we've
Easy.
seen examples
Easy.
throughout history. Easy, and it could get out of control both ways. I just think, like, you see guys like Vaush, and this is where I think we come together. When you see guys like Vaush and Xanderhal and stuff like that, I think they are that on the left, and I'm sure Fuentes is on the right, and it just becomes like a team rooting type thing, and then me and you become whatever evil they projected onto us. We're either SJW cucks, which I've been called, and or white supremacists, depending on whatever extreme on either wing deems us because we didn't cooperate. That's how I personally see it. And all right, I'll let you finish.
Do you think that there's any way to like objectively determine if somebody is like a Nazi or like an extremist?
No, because like if let's say there becomes like a legal objective way to do it, that's when you start seeing people going to jail for political differences. There's no way to do it. I think that was the idea behind the founders. Like every political speech above all else, no matter how crazy, because once that one thing becomes like, okay, this is the template for when we silence somebody, then the political enemies automatically become that. There's no way to fix it. And you know what? You shouldn't have to. You shouldn't have to. The Nazi Germany didn't come over because they were so fucking savvy. Nazi Germany did because nobody came to power because nobody stood up. Because honestly, there's something, and by the way, I live in Germany, there's something in the German culture that doesn't want to challenge. And it's been there long before Nazi Germany and before World War II. It's just the way Germans are. And it was just it was just the right time at the fucking right, the stars aligned. And it created one of the biggest nightmares in world history. You know, I'm sorry.
But like Hitler ran one of the biggest newspapers too. Like,
well,
he
eventually,
was able to get
you know how he started out? He used to go down to Bavaria and be that annoying guy at the fucking bar. The Jews did everything. Yeah, it's Adolf. He's at it again.
See, this is what I'm trying to say, though. Is like there is possibility for the annoying people on Twitch. I think
would agree with that.
God forbid, in 10 to 20 years, maybe become like the fucking.
I would agree with that. I would agree with that. But the other problem is once you start saying, okay, he qualifies as Hitler, then everybody becomes Hitler. And I think you agree with me on that. And that's the danger. Or at least you would agree with me on the danger of the whole thing. All right, that's enough for my fucking bread tube horse shit. I want you guys to sub the shit out of him. If you have any fucking questions, get to him. You can get them to me. Go to his thing, and hopefully, one of the things that Will told me, the most important thing for him is that this guy, Extreme Dad's name gets cleared. And I hope you guys really, really spread the word, because that is the most. He didn't want any clout. He didn't want anything else. He wanted Extreme Dad's name cleared. I want to find out if he's a veteran, right? I think I have an obligation to do that. I think me and you got to sit down the next couple of days and we got to sort that out without doxing him or anything else. And I want to see if we can get to the bottom of this stuff, because I think this guy actually gives a shit. I could be wrong. This could all be a crowd, but I don't give a fuck, because this guy's legitimately be wrong by people that would tell you how to run your life and tell you what good government is, because they're losers, and most people on Twitch are. Most people on YouTube are, including myself, and I'm out of here. I'll talk to you later, man.
Me.
All right. You're probably a big loser, too.
Do you want to take calls real quick? Because we
do
have
we?
a full queue.
Yeah. Really? You want to stay on?
We got like
you want to stay on?
I'm down.
I think I think you got a little
20 more minutes.
Okay, 10 more minutes? All right.
I can do 10 or 20 more minutes if you want.
Yes, 10 to 20 more minutes. Ask him a quick question, we'll move on, okay? Round of
well, I didn't have anything quick. I was just going to mention about the Mr. Girl thing if you wanted to know about it. But...
hang around. We'll kick to the end. Let me take some callers.
Yeah, we'll do that for sure.
I'll leave him in there. Yeshua, you're on the air.
All right, finally. How's it going, everybody?
How are you?
I just came here to just say hi and everything, all that.
No, we're giving him questions. So it's not open phones right now. Do you have a question for Will?
What's your favorite ice cream flavor?
Get the fuck out of here, dude.
Actually, I do have a question. I do have a question for Will, other than the what do you think, Will, about people like Nick Fuentes, for example? I'm not a Fuentes fan, but I'm someone some people might consider on the more extreme right in some cases, depending on who you're asking. People like him, I feel like, thrive off of like being victims of censorship. Don't you think banning these people from platforms sort of like vindicates his fans? Like, oh, well, if the big elite are against him, he must be right. Like, I think that has a lot to do with like some of his success as well, is that he is so censored. People think like, oh, he must be right then if they're trying to silence him, and it just further vindicates them. It doesn't really stop his like existing fans from being like sort of de-radicalized, maybe, if that's sort of what you're going for.
I would say the deplatforming has worked in the case of Nick Fuentes, because he runs Cozy, which is just the most shit streaming website you can possibly be on. With like no viewership, and they don't make any money. And the only reason why that shit's still afloat is because they're being funded by right-wing losers.
Yeah, but the same thing happens on the left
so far.
Yeah, same thing happens on the left, though. I mean, we've seen that. I mean, fucking, if they weren't getting, if Young Turks would have gone a long time ago. Let's be honest. If they weren't getting funded, all these fucking organizations get funding, whether they're on the left or the right, by some rich interest. I mean, that's the way it usually goes. Am I wrong?
Yeah, one of it's just allowed to happen. And one of it's
There's
not.
a bit of a lag. There's a bit of lag for Will. You got to keep that in mind. I just noticed it.
Yeah,
There's like a 1 second delay for him. But go ahead, Will.
I just like, do you think Vaush is like being paid by the government?
No, not. I think no, not at all. I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure that TYT is getting funding.
I think he's so psychotic, he's actually controlled opposition.
No, I don't think Vaush is getting a dime.
I think TYT is pretty tame on the left-wing spectrum.
No, whether they're tame or not, it's not really relevant. They're more than likely getting not government funding. Excuse me. They're probably getting probably some Soros money, I would imagine. You know, it's not even.
I just think people that are calling to violence against other people that are getting funding, that's pretty bad.
Well, you know what? Maybe they need to be put on blast. I think that's appropriate. If this guy's calling for violence and some rich guy's like slipping him money, yes, I would agree. Pointing that out is absolutely fair game for sure. For sure, we're on agreement on that.
Like, for me, violence is the thing. If you're calling for the violence of another group of individual people, like what you're calling for is the elimination of their freedom.
Mhm. Yeah, of course, to breathe.
Your
Yeah.
freedom does not get to oversee their freedom to exist autonomously outside of you.
No, but I think we were actually getting into actual legal violations. You can sit there and say, well, I wish there were no Arabs on Earth. You can say that all you want, but I
agree with that statement.
Stop it. He's Arab, by the way. But you can't say, this is what we got to do to get Arabs off the Earth. That's a little different. So I think we're in agreement on that. Let's take some other calls real quick. Beaverman, go.
Yo, what's up?
You tell me. You got something for Will?
Yeah, come on.
That's ask if do you think with like people censoring on social media and stuff like that, do you think it's a company decision or do you think it's the people's decision? Because like, with like reporting and stuff like that, what do you think it's mainly of, like with censorship?
I think it's a mix of both, but it's probably the company's decision to set the TOS, and then it's the user's decision to either abide by the TOS or find another platform to use.
But it's like, do you think do you think they're just trying to save their asses or something like that, or do they think like, oh, people are talking about this?
I don't know. He's got to read the minds of multiple companies. I mean, he couldn't give an honest answer there anyway. I mean, it's an impossible question to answer. All right, Beaverman. Thanks so much. We're getting through. My favorite Jewish. Yes. Well, this is the way we do it.
Opposition.
This is the most intelligent conversation that's been had on the show in months. So, my favorite Jewish pilot. How you doing, sweetie? You're on. You have a question for Will?
Oh, yeah, it's just, I don't know if it's because I didn't pay enough attention, but it's like you confirmed that Xanderhal knew, right? Did you confirm
No, not
that,
100%. He definitely knew.
sort
He's
of.
definitely knew sense. He made no.
Yeah, that
he,
knew
he
sense.
asked,
Is there
oh yeah,
anything
that's
with,
right.
like-
That's right. You're a Xanderhal fan. I forgot. We had this conversation.
I was Tommy.
Yeah. No, he definitely. When this guy went in there to do, he just like they tried to cover
Yeah,
it
but
up,
he
I
knew
think.
later. But my
He
question
knew later,
is more
but
like,
there's
did Vaush,
and we're not 100%
Vaush
sure
know at
yet.
any point?
We're not 100% sure yet.
So-
There's a chance. Go ahead, Bob.
So I think here's an interesting little tidbit. So Vaush and Xanderhal, Vermin, and basically all the players involved played a like 6 or 7 hour long game of D&D online that I didn't exactly scrub through the entire thing. But it was in between this message exchange on Discord and when Vaush slandered ExtremeDad for the second time. And I just have to wonder, just like what kind of conversations these people have outside of live discussion. I guarantee that because ExtremeDad was a very hot topic, and the way that Vaush grilled him so hard 4 days later, that I really feel like it's very reasonable to assume that there might have been some kind of conversation between there. Yeah,
It's really, but not 100%
Xanderhal knew.
proof.
Vermin knew.
Xanderhal knew. He definitely knew later, but there's a slight possibility that he knew when he first announced. We don't know that for a fact yet, Seth. There's a slight chance. All right?
I just don't even know if it matters.
You know what?
Also,
it
I would
doesn't.
love to talk to
You know
Xanderhal.
what? Because that was the thing when I was going over this. They were saying like, well, he deleted messages, deleted the messages, and I could understand when you were making the video, when you were making the video, how that was relevant to what you were trying to do. But once that girl apologized, those fucking deleted messages that he made are irrelevant. Absolutely irrelevant. Doesn't matter what they are. Not to mention what was deleted doesn't change it that much. I don't know what he was thinking. These are panic deletes. Go ahead.
Sorry, I'm so sorry. I have the live stream where they all made up on my YouTube channel, by the way.
Okay.
So like you can literally watch it yourself. They talk, they say sorry, they have a reconciliation. I mean, yeah, they buried it. We thought this was done after the first Extreme Daddy Festo, I just had to finish it up with
I'm trying to
the new
figure out
leads.
why he came to me to help him out.
He came to so many people.
I'm like the last guy in the world. I
Like
guess
Wicked Supreme, Chud Logic, President Sunday,
Chud
Zonia.
Logic's pretty good. Like Nick's got me on him. He's a fucking great streamer. Is he a righty or a lefty though? I can't figure it out.
I don't know, honestly. He's probably more lefty.
He's
I
probably
like him
more
a lot,
lefty.
too.
I do enjoy. He's fucking fantastic. All right, Seth. There you go. I told you he was no fucking good a year ago. Sorry. Bye bye.
We been new.
Yeah, we. Oh yeah, I know he's no damn good. I used to think he's a stupid kid. I didn't know he was that vicious. Dav, one and done. Go. Let's keep this quick because this guy's got to go. Dav, Australian princess.
Hello.
Dav,
one and done. Oh, you know Dav?
No, I just was
yeah.
yelling at her. Sorry.
Okay, go ahead, Dav.
Bro, I'm just reading the goddamn
Discord DMs between the two of them.
Uh-huh.
How the hell can anyone just sit through that and actually like type that shit? It's just so embarrassingly cringe. What?
I don't know.
How?
So true.
I don't know. Do you ever write weird stuff to your husband?
No.
No.
I put a stop to that when we were 15.
Oh,
No longer.
all right, Dab. I gotta get through the other ones. Thanks for calling. I'm doing an after show. Sub if you want to go on the after show right after this. Dark Admiral, let's go.
Yo, can I just say this? Maybe we should fund, start GoFundMe for ExtremeDad's legal fund to sue Vaush and Xanderhal for defamation.
Oh no, but I think it would be better if we could just we should just put this. It just needs to be done, and
Just get it
everybody
out there.
just
I
needs
don't
to
think I
move
can
on.
do that, man. I might have to raise money for Matt if I have to. I can't do it. I can't. I don't make that much money. If I'm gonna do that, I have to do it for Matt. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry, but boy, I definitely donate to something like that. But I'm not
Defamation
organizing.
suits are just such
They're
a
impossible.
money suck. Like
They're
you'd have to
impossible.
have
It's-
irrefutable evidence that they 100% knew before they did it, and like prove that it. It's really hard to win those.
Yeah.
No, we just need to
not
prove
that.
him free in the court of public opinion, and
I
I
think
think that
that's.
should be enough.
I think that's the better goal.
Yeah, but they won't stop because they'll do this to other people unless it fucking hurts their wallets and they get taught a lesson. That's the thing.
Yes and no.
I would like to point out, Vaush his main channel has been banned for the video that I put in Extreme Daddy Festo Part 2. It was banned for a week for calls to violence.
But
Like,
Vaush
so
does
you
call.
never know. The system's working.
Maybe it's getting off the fucking ground too. You know?
And not only that, if he were to win in court, that would then redeem his name to his family and get his family back too.
I don't think that
I just want
to. Yeah, bring the family. Tell me what you told me. It's not that he lost his family.
I'm gonna. I'm gonna explain it exactly how
it was explained to you.
This is what I have in the Extreme Daddy Festo. This is what I'm gonna publicly say about this. And then if you want to ask him in person about it, that's
Okay.
fine. But you have to make an agreement with him.
Sure.
So it was 3 to 6 months before COVID started. Okay, and basically his 65-year-old boss was getting. He was living with his girlfriend at the time, and his boss started receiving all of these emails, like 100 or 1,000 a day, basically, with like a Photoshop picture of Extreme Dad on the child sex offender registry, and they were calling and leaving voicemails at the place where he worked. So he ends up getting fired from there. COVID starts. He doesn't get another job, and he was fired right before all this shit happened. So he didn't get the super dank unemployment or whatever the fuck how all this shit happened, right? So he's basically struggling to try to get a job this whole time because COVID's going down. And then the 2020 Oregon fires that burnt down literally 60% of the state encapsulated his home and all of his belongings. And he basically had $6 in his bank account at that moment. And he was still living with his girlfriend at the time who had been through him with all the shit, right? And he said, go live with your grandma because I can't take care of you. This is miserable. So that's how they broke up.
Well,
I hope Xanderhal never gets this fucking terrible disease and dies.
You know, it would be really bad if, God forbid, because
I gotta go. I'm so fucking aggravated right now. In fact, I'm done. Thank you. Thank you for being on. I appreciate it. It fucking pissed me off that much. I'm bye. I'm out of here. Stay on afterwards. Where's the fucking music? Let's get out of here. Bye bye. I don't know. That's fucking ridiculous. That's disgusting. And he's never gonna fucking pay for it. He's gonna dodge.
Almighty infinite, independent excellence. Devil fighting, rebel titan, weed smoking alchemist. Fake identities, okay, you cool with Jason Bourne. Running with these Wolverines, okay, you about to catch a storm. I ain't never been a liar, got tired of niggas playing me. Head in my legs like she about to catch a pedigree. Chi-town, the king's home, slapping fives, black stones. 6 mile to danger zones, bullets look like waffle cones. Folk affiliated to evolution of Machiavelli. Don't make me read them eagles to you like I'm Chip Kelly. They feel my struggle, I express it through my hip hop. I'm about to make it hard to breathe, here's a headline.
I'm sorry, Daddy.